My name is Beverly Lilly. I was diagnosed in August of 2023 with lobular invasive carcinoma breast cancer, stage 1. Over the past year, I have undergone 2 surgeries. In September of 2023, I had a double mastectomy with a deep flat. In May of 2024, I had my revision surgery. As of today, I am cancer-free and very happy with all that I've went through. My journey is where it is today. I would personally like now to thank the wonderful medical team that brought me through this journey starting last August of 23. I would like to thank Dr. Daly, who works for St. Tammy Pavilion, who caught this at a very early stage for her expertise and her diligence in what she does. And then I was passed on to Dr. Bonagero, who embraced me with such kindness and gentleness and set me on my second part of my journey. And then for Dr. Tandon, who was in that surgery room doing his miraculous part. So for these people, for the whole medical team that's associated with these 3 doctors, my sincerest thanks for taking care of me and put me from one step to another during this journey. I thank you very much. I have to give a big shout out and all my love to my amazing husband, for my family, for my son and daughter-in-law and my grandchildren, for my extended family, for family and friends, for my students at the school where I am that drew pictures, and just my whole entire group. And then I also have joined this beautiful She Rose fellowship of women that have encouraged me and have walked alongside of me. And for Jill and for Pam, my story crafting coach, for Lisa, who saw a vision and put this program together many years ago, I have been deeply touched, and it is my village and my God who has brought me through this. When Lisa started this group of women and put her vision into the works, I had the privilege of teaching her youngest daughter. And so I would follow this journey of women for years, and then I became one of them. And it has just engulfed me, these women who have journeys like me and who shares emotions like me. And we have went through scar painting, where you face your scars, and story crafting, where you meet what you've done and maybe didn't even know that you needed to meet it, and that you have joined with other women. And it has given me incredible strength, a new set of confidence, and has made me face this and say, there's other people just like me on this journey. Unite is a program that if you encounter some of the places where the women have been, don't hesitate. Reach out and join it. You won't regret it. You're going to become friends, lifelong friends, with people that you can share with, that can support you, love on you when you need to, and celebrate together. I would like to personally give a very large shout out to the wonderful day we had today of makeup and photographs and styling. We all got to be queen for a day today, and for the people that took the photographs, for the people that did the makeup and the hair, thank you for taking your time out to make people and women feel extra special. We truly appreciate all you did today. Thank you. I would tell any woman out there that is thinking about joining the She Rose program, do it next year. You will be glad that you've done it. You will find healing, you will find friendship, you will find that this will take you through events that will help you push you along the journey that you might not even know that you needed to be on. So give it a try and hear about it. You'll be rewarded for it. My name is Beverly Lilly, and this is my story.
Hi everybody. I'm sitting here with Beverly Lilly, who's part of the She Rose class of 2024. How are you today?
I'm doing great.
It is such a pleasure to be spending some time with you, quality time, getting to hear your story and just visit with you, especially because we have a history that goes way back.
Way back.
Way back. You are still at Northlake Christian, but at the time you were my daughter's third grade and favorite teacher.
I love that part, that I was her favorite teacher. And if I see her soon, I'm going to say, am I still your favorite teacher? I hope so.
No, because I told her that, I said, you're never going to believe who's in the class of 2024. And her exact next sentence was, oh my goodness, this is my favorite teacher.
Well, so that makes my day very bright to hear that.
Oh, yeah.
That I was a part of her.
You're so sweet. And just like for me, I know you made some house calls back in the day here. You were an amazing teacher. But now I get to know you on a different level now that you were diagnosed with breast cancer. And how long ago was that?
I was diagnosed last August, that was 2023, and I was diagnosed with invasive carcinoma, lobular breast cancer, and I underwent surgery last September, and with a bilateral mastectomy with a deep flat and revision surgery this past May. So as of now, I'm cancer-free, and I'm very thankful to God for that blessing.
Yeah, I know that you rely on your faith to probably help you through this journey. What do you think the public doesn't understand about a breast cancer diagnosis or a cancer diagnosis that kind of maybe hit you?
I think that people really don't understand, I think, the toll that it takes on somebody's body, not only physically, but emotionally, mentally, and what the family also goes through, who is supporting that person. And so I think that if people were more aware that the journey just doesn't stop at the diagnosis and maybe after surgery, that there's so much more and there's so much support that need to be given. Example for this program for women that need that.
Yeah, this is going to be a hard question to answer, but who do you think has it harder? Anybody listening is going to be like, "You're crazy for asking this," but the caregiver or the cancer patient?
I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's the caregiver, because they're hurting for you, and they can't take it away, and they want to make it better, but they can't. But what they don't know is their presence there, and their caring is what helps you to push on and know that with their help and with God, you can get better, and you're going to get past whatever that point is you're going through.
Yeah, and the reason I said it's kind of a weird question is that obviously anybody diagnosed, especially somebody who's really sick and experiencing tons of surgeries and treatments and radiation and the effects of chemo, etc., is going through a lot. But oftentimes when we talk to those who are in the caregiving role, there's a feeling of helplessness.
Yes.
And they have to be the most patient people in the world because the struggles that a cancer patient can experience can be long term.
Right.
And so, we have heard caregivers just throw in the towel, or some of them have left their spouse before because they can't handle it. But when you just mentioned just that the support you've had from your family, that leads me to believe you have a strong care team.
I've had a wonderful care team of family and friends, and so to say that it was a good journey, it was because I did have that.
Yeah. Well, here's to all of you who have stood by Beverly's side and really supported you and helped you from what were some of the crazy things they do as a caregiver for you.
I will say this about my husband. He drives for FedEx, and he stayed home with me a couple weeks, and then he had to go back to work. And so I had difficulty getting out of the bed, and so he would not wake me up early in the morning. He would go pick up his truck, and he would load up. Then he would swing back by the house to get me up, so I would not have to get up early. And so, just the care and just every second, and just he took amazing care of me.
Oh, I can't wait. Will he be at the event in October?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, I cannot wait to meet your family and him. So part of your experience with our program, the She Rose program, has been to bring women together to find support after diagnosis. How did you find out? I know you've been following me from afar.
Yes.
Because you weren't planning on being a breast cancer
No,
patient or survivor.
wasn't.
But how did you come upon actually saying, I'm going to sign up for this?
One of the friends that is in She Rose with us this class was diagnosed just days before I was. And I was her son's teacher. And she came onto the campus of North Lake. And I happened to come out of my room, and there she was, and nobody else was around with her sweet husband, Van, and her name is Jessica, and she's part of our program. So I'm going to go ahead and say her name.
Oh, yeah.
She said, I want you to know that Cole, their son, I was one of the people that he wanted to make sure knew that she had been diagnosed with cancer. And I looked at her at that moment, and I said, I'm going today for my biopsy. And at that moment, we were forever connected because I knew that I would be diagnosed. I knew that God had already put that in front of me through that conversation. And so at the wonderful St. Tammy Women's Pavilion, where they put butterflies on the tree for women who are diagnosed, ours are just numbers apart, very few numbers apart. And so she became part of the She Rose, and I actually kind of thought about it, but maybe I just wasn't brave enough to take that step. And she reached out to me, and I said, I'm on it. And so I've never looked back. I'm so thankful. And as you said, never thought I'd be part of the journey.
Yeah, so how has being in the program influenced you or affected you?
I really didn't know what to expect, but it has exceeded my expectations. I have become bonded with a group of women who have shared similar stories to mine and needed strength from just not their families or friends, but women who could understand what they were actually going through. I think the SCART part of this program is amazing, where you draw your scars and you create something. And I did not even realize until that part of the program was over that I had really not faced that. And I thought I had really done pretty good. And it wasn't a negative thing. It was a healing. It was a releasing. And it was an acceptance of where my body was at. And story crafting, which is a several-week part of the program, was absolutely wonderful. You're broken down into groups, you have a leader, you have Zoom meetings, and it's just so amazed how the story crafting is divided up to where you're not overwhelmed, but you take a section at a time to reveal what you have journeyed. And it is really enlightening to go into your life and look so deeply from the beginning to where you are in the journey, and then to share with women who open their hearts up in these small groups to say what they've been through and the stories they may not have ever shared with anybody, but where in that small group you're able to just let your heart out, to let your feelings, to share things in confidence, to know that it's going to stay in that part, and that it is healing, and it's in a window of their life that you become bonded. And as I told them, that I would never ever forget them, because they are now a part of my life and a part of my journey. And so they're now my forever friends. And, talking about this program, I do want to just say to Lisa McKenzie that this has been an amazing thing. I think God has covered her and has given her this knowledge that women need help, and that she has done it. And over the last decade and this year, of who she's touched in lives, she will probably never know what it's done. And so a very big thank you to her and for the program, and all the women that support this program, that help lead this program, that, names that I probably don't even know them all. I'm so appreciative.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot for me to hear that from you. And I do believe, in our community, in our world, that we don't take enough time to slow down and really meet people where they're at. There's just, everybody's just rushing around, and, kind of a divisive world we live in. And cancer breaks down those walls. So you are meeting people of every walk, every race, every economic situation, age, different cancers, and the core of what we do is we bring people together to say, like, I hear what you're saying. I respect what you're saying, and your story matters. And there's no, there's no comparisons.
Right.
You had it worse than me, or everybody just really, really respects where everybody's come from, and we all just truly want the best for one another.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So story crafting has been an amazing program that we introduced during COVID, so that the world can get to know all of you a little bit better through your journeys. And what are you here to share today? You called it My Stepping Stones. Is there a reason you chose that as a title?
I think that when I look back on this cancer journey, it's just the pace of the steps and where they had to go, where I had to go to get to where I am today. And then that just brought me back to the steps of all my life and how God had this part of my plan, and to know that it's a purpose in all that we have.
Yeah.
And everywhere we go and everywhere we step, there's a purpose.
I like that. It's like these are your dashes in
Yep,
life.
absolutely.
Oh, that's
absolutely.
wonderful. Well, I'm going to now introduce you as the author of your story. This is called My Stepping Stones, and this is going to be read by you, by Beverly LIlly.
The walk of my life is like mosaic stepping stones. Some of my stepping stones through the years have been solidly formed with beautiful, colorful mosaic pieces, while others have looked quite differently. The stepping stone to the start of my life was my birth to my loving and sacrificial parents. My parents were both believers in Jesus, and we went to church together. My brother and I both made the important life-changing decision to trust Jesus as our Savior too. During my childhood days, I easily skipped from one stepping stone to the next with lightheartedness and laughter. The sun would reflect shiny mosaic pieces upon the stones that form patterns and shapes that would become treasured memories for my life. Looking back over my life, I have had many events that have transformed me into the person I am today. Some of these events have been so joyous, and others have almost broken me. As time moved from my childhood to adulthood, my steps of life encountered many challenges. My first marriage ended in divorce. My family lost all we had during Hurricane Katrina, and my loving parents passed away 9 months apart from each other. The stepping stones of these challenges were shaky as I moved from one to the next. During the days of my young adulthood, God blessed my life with a stepping stone entitled motherhood. Those steps of being blessed with the joy of raising a son were bright and joyful mosaic patterns that lit up my life. I have now been blessed with a beautiful daughter-in-law and 2 wonderful grandchildren. I have remarried a loving and caring man who has brought such happiness to my steps of life. I have spent 37 and a half years as a teacher, helping children make small and large steps of academic success and instilling them to know who they are because they are created by God. As time continued to tick, I would step on a stone in August of 2023 that would forever change my life and me. I received a phone call and heard the words, "It is cancer." I was told that I had stage 1 invasive carcinoma lobular breast cancer and it would require surgery. As I stood in that stone feeling frozen in time, I felt physically sick and wondered if the stone was strong enough to hold me. Would the fear of stepping forward release its grip upon me? As I glanced down on the stepping stone, I saw not only broken mosaic pieces, but pieces that were shredded with jagged edges that sliced me. I experienced so many emotions as the medical team created a plan of action and the days and weeks that followed. I was so grateful for this plan and the team of doctors that seemed to pick me up and put me down from one stepping stone to the next with great care and compassion. My husband, family, friends, co-workers, and students supported me in so many ways. They lifted me in prayer and meant more to me than they will ever know.
My body would endure many changes as I underwent a bilateral mastectomy with a deep flap September of 2023 and a breast revision surgery in May of 2024. The stepping stones of the past 11 months varied in the length of stay and emotions. Although life is changing, Jesus never changes. He is the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. As I continued to move one by one through the stepping stones of this journey, I knew that God Himself had carried me and continues to do so. He gave me strength and peace that only He could give. Prior to surgery and during recovery, I would think about the precious little faces of my grandchildren, Benjamin and Noelle, and how I wanted to continue being blessed with creating more wonderful memories of Lolli time and getting to watch them grow. Although I have always thought I was a person that treasured life, the cancer diagnosis really made me think about how precious time on this earth is and how quickly life can change. The little and big things in life took on a total transformation of newness and appreciation. My mosaic stepping stones did not have any resemblance to those in the past. The pieces were now different, just like me. My journey was different. My life would be forever changed, and I would be a new me, challenged, crumbled, crushed, connected, changed, and celebrated. To God be the glory. Your stepping stones of life matter. You matter. You were created by God, and you are the only one like you. The Bible says the following, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Jeremiah 29:11. It is He who gives me hope and a future.
The audience can't see that you were holding my hand and pointing at me, and I know that you were also metaphorically doing that for the audience too. When you walk the runway at our October 5th event, I couldn't help but think, even though that makes some people nervous, I couldn't help but think those are stepping stones of your journey too.
And that's a beautiful thought. I'm going to think about that. If I get a little bit nervous, that I'm just going to walk on my stepping stones that night and be the person that now has accepted me, myself, my scars, and enjoy that night being with women that I have united with.
Yeah, and if God has laid out your path for you, that night is equal to that.
Yes.
I mean, that is just He's presented this opportunity for you to be able to share your story, share what you've been through with our audience and your family who's going to be there that day. And who knows where those steps will lead you in the future.
Yeah, you're right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.